2018 Renault Twingo Review. Pros: good looks and spacious interior. Wide selection of customization packs. Exceptionally maneuverable. Handles well from the city. Cons: rear engine layout may delay buyers. Boot space in 4-seat mode is tight. Servicing costs probably be higher. May disappoint enthusiastic drivers. Forget whatever you know about the outgoing model with similar name for the reason that new Renault Twingo can be a new handle the city car segment. Unlike newer rivals from Citroën C1, Peugeot 108 and Toyota Go, along with the established Citigo MIP trio from your Volkswagen Group, the revolutionary Twingo is available being a 5-door hatchback, using its engine located in the boot floor driving the back wheels. Why rear-engined? Those enthusiasts hoping this can immediately certainly be a recipe with an exceptionally fun they are driving and playful alternative inside the segment might have to dampen their hopes. Yes, it lets you do offer greater agility than the others in this class, but first and foremost the Twingo is really a city car that's been created for people who couldn't care in which the engine's located or which wheels are determined. So why the back-engined format? For a reason specifically. Firstly, it liberates significantly more space in the car. Although it's 10 centimeters shorter compared to outgoing 3-door Twingo, the modern 5-door model comes with astonishing 33 centimeters extra interior cabin length. Secondly, as Euro NCAP crash testing becomes ever more rigorous, ordinary small car you will find safety benefits for placing the engine in the allowing more space at the start for crash protection structures. With the engine located in the dust, leading wheels have an overabundance of space in order to turn, permitting them to achieve angles of 45 degrees inside the Twingo, doing it exceptional maneuverability in tight spaces, while using smallest turning circle in their class. Finally, the brand new Renault Twingo may be developed in conjunction together with the next generation of Smart 42 and 44 models, the two main sharing significant commonality with underpinnings and engines. Petrol power only. Talking of engines, despite Renault's growing expertise in electrical propulsion, no Twingo EV is planned, neither can there be scope inside near future to get a diesel-engined model, together with the associated extra expense of purchase as well as the price of fuel rendering this type of version financially uneconomical. Instead, the Twingo includes a choice of two 3-cylinder petrol engines. The 1.0-liter non-turbocharged 70 produces 69 bhp and it is better suited for Twingos that may spend nearly all their time in metropolis, as you move the 0.9-liter turbocharged 90, with 89 bhp, makes journeys further afield quicker to manage. The 70 engine is outfitted to expression, play and dynamic trim levels, the second with standard stop-start functionality boosting fuel economy to claimed 67.3 miles per gallon, emitting just 95 gkm of CO2. Currently the T90 motor is simply available in dynamic guise. All models have a 5-speed manual gearbox, which has a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic due prior to end of 2015. Renault carries a rich good reputation for producing sporty small cars, and even though company won't confirm whether or not it will be described as a fully blown Renault Sport version, a larger performance Twingo is within the pipeline. Customization is key as using its rivals. Renault has recognized that buyers on this segment are craving a much better degree of customization, hence the revolutionary Twingo is obtainable with a choice of body-side graphics, different colored exterior and interior trim accents along with a fabric full-length sunroof for any semi-convertible feel. So is a corn engine layout useless, or will there be real benefits that customers will embrace? Watch full new Renault Twingo review. It's a town car with engines no bigger 1.0 liter, meaning Renault Twingo performance isn't ever destined to be more than sprightly. Two petrol engines, diesel engines. Economic advantages are only too marginal on this size of car to warrant them a place from the range, so like its key rivals, the newest Twingo offers just petrol-powered motors, all located in the boot floor and inclined at the 45-degree angle to lessen their overall height. Choose an expression or play trim level as well, as your Twingo will probably be fitted while using the all-new 3-cylinder 1.0 liter 70 engine. Producing 69 bhp and 91 Nm of torque at 2,850 revolutions per minute, performance is adequate enough for cars that could spend their life primarily in urban settings. Renault claims a top-notch speed of 94 miles per hour along with a leisurely 14.5-second jog to finish the 0.62 miles per hour test. On the highway, its immediate pull-away is strong, meaning you'll feel secure exiting junctions and roundabouts, but as you wish to continue the momentum, the torque delivery flattens, requiring frequent gear changes on the 5-speed manual transmission to extract the performance. Renault claims the 70 engine will deliver around 62.8 miles per gallon, emitting 105 gkm of CO2 from the process. Opt for any dynamic Twingo, and also the same 70 engine is accessible but having a standard stop-start function, cutting the engine out in the event the car is stopped to lessen fuel consumption. Performance figures are the same to the other 70s, but economy jumps to 67.3 miles per gallon, CO2 emissions dropping to 95 gkm. Topping the primary range could be the 0.9-liter T90 motor, benefiting from Renault's turbocharging expertise. Enthusiasts beware though, here the turbo is utilized to boost efficiency instead of performance, even though extra grunt does result in the Twingo better suited to your life in and from the city. Developing 89 bhp and 135 Nm of torque, there's a bit lag at low revs prior to a turbo's influence is felt, but once it's kicked in, it performs well, while not as gamely as that 3-cylinder thrum suggests. Dashing from 0.62 miles per hour takes 10.8 seconds. While top speed is really a theoretical 103 miles per hour. Importantly, fuel consumption doesn't suffer, the T90 being the other most frugal Twingo available, aided by stop-start technology. Claims of 65.7 miles per gallon and 99 gkm of CO2 emissions sound positive. Automatic fans should wait until the tail end of 2015 for just a 6-speed dual-clutch option around the Twingo, while those seeking more performance will likely have a longer wait for any hotter model, but one is promised. Although creating a driver's car to impress enthusiasts wasn't an essential consideration, the reality is that Renault Twingo handling benefits on the rear-engined, rear-wheel drive layout. Let's be clear though. Electronics and traction control do their utmost to ensure most city car buyers could possibly be blissfully unaware on the engine's locations or which wheels are getting its power. Similarly, the Twingo's controls feel somewhat muted for truly spirited driving. The manual gearbox features a fairly long throw and responds easier to gentler ratio changes. The pedals feel light, with all the accelerator especially feeling slightly lazy to answer inputs as you move. The steering lacks much inside the way of feel. That's not saying the Twingo does them badly, it's just keeping to its city-centric brief well, emphasized through the 45-degree angle achieved by the leading wheels on full lock. It doesn't turn within the proverbial sixpence, but on many roads a 3-point turn could be a distant memory. While the steering's light out, it adds weight the faster and even more demanding the roads are, with good numbers of grip and quick responses permitting you to dart in this way and that in rapid succession. While the prospect of gently understeering wide into corners remains, the rate at which that takes place is considerably higher versus the Twingo's rivals. Locating the engine as well as inherent weight towards the spine benefits as opposed to hinders the handling. without any threat of your pendulum effect through corners. In reality, most cars with this class employ a weight balance of 70 hours 30 minutes, biased towards top. In the Twingo, it's 45 hours 55 minutes, turning it into more neutral than its rivals. Weave the Twingo by using a series of sweeping bends, plus it plays along eagerly, showing little evidence wanting to get out of control. Just occasionally you'll have the traction control breaking one of the spine wheels and keep everything in check. It bodes well for that forthcoming higher performance version. Perhaps most remarkable is the fact, despite all of this, the Twingo's ride quality is very supple over most surfaces. There's a first jolt over deeper ruts, however these are soon gathered together again and calm is restored. On Britain's poorly surfaced urban landscapes this will likely be appreciated. Nestlé behind the Renault Twingo's leader, and everything feels well assembled, using top quality, or even soft touch, plastics. With many different colors and textures available, the moldings are interestingly shaped and punctuated with familiar Renault switchgear such as steering column mounted stereo controls and cruise control buttons in 3 different locations. The combined analog and digital instruments are evident, as is also all-round visibility by virtue in the slim pillars and slightly raised seating position. Renault's attempted to give the Twingo more of your grown-up feel too by minimizing how much painted metal visible in the cabin, limited by just the thin exposed strips throughout the door frames. All Twingos come using a dash-mounted smartphone cradle which may be docked and charged by way of a dedicated USB behind it. Download the free R&Go app and yes, it becomes an infotainment device, with sat-nav mapping, music streaming, telephone function and monitors with the car's eco-credentials. You can even utilize it to display a rev counter. In future we'd be ready to see this solution you have to be commonplace on cheaper cars. Touchscreen fans can opt for your 7-inch integrated Gearbox Evolution system, which undoubtedly looks good and can connect via Bluetooth for telephony and streaming services too. The single biggest contributing factor to your higher Renault Twingo comfort levels is its ride quality. Renault's been able to stretch out the Twingo's wheels in terms of possible into its extremes, meaning it copes superior over bumps and undulations than any car in this particular segment, yet doesn't do this at the worth of encouraging wallowy handling. Over harsher ruts, it could possibly tend to thud over them, but not using the crashiness of some rivals, plus it's soon handled. Only very rough roads at higher speeds apparently catch the Twingo out and induce cabin vibrations, but all of the trim remained solid and rattle-free. Allowing some occupants to profit from this smooth ride is usually a spacious cabin, accessed via a few side doors. The front seats are supportive and cozy, featuring integral headrests, those in the back a little flatter, but there ought to be ample space for the 6-footer by sitting behind a motorist of similar stature. Most models are very well equipped too, featuring technology that does not so long ago was the preserve of luxury saloons. It all helps to make the Twingo simple to live with, along with the relative lightness from the, again, enthusiastic drivers may become a little disappointed in this particular regard. All barring the entry-level Expression model feature Aircon, we'd recommend the Play for that reason. Although the optional climate control can be a single temperature zone version, it truly does work well from the Twingo's cabin. Fancy and airier feel? Then opt for that full-length canvas sunroof. It's one in the best installations. We find very little wind noise when open and also feeling resiliently snug when shut. There's some audible wind noise about the tops in the doors, although more noticeable because engine noise is quieter, originating from behind you. Renault's all-new Twingo is obtainable from launch in 3 trim levels: Expression, Play and Dynamique. Standard Renault Twingo equipment opt with the entry-level Twingo Expression. Along with the level of equipment highlights the paucity of ordinary kit on its key rivals. Not only will buyers enjoy DAB radio and Bluetooth connectivity, there's fashionable smartphone cradle and Freer & Go app to convert it right into a sat-nav and also streaming music and monitoring the Twingo's eco-credentials. Additionally, there's Hill Start Assist, handy remote control central locking, speed limiter, 2 rear head restraints, height adjustable tire, electric front windows. The trunk ones hinge outwards on all Twingos, pollen filter, 50 hours 50 minutes split rear seats, 15-inch wheels with silver trims, body-colored bumpers, door handles and mirror housings and LED day running lights. Move up a grade towards the Play, which Renault expects for being one on the better-selling Twingos, to get a height-adjustable driver's seat, Aircon as well as tone wheel trims that a decent job of mimicking alloy wheels. Sitting with the top of Twingo hierarchy would be the Dynamique, benefiting from additional equipment, for example cruise control, front fog lights, lane departure warning system, stop-start engines, leather gear lever and leader, storage pockets in the trunk doors, 15-inch exception alloy wheels, electric and heated door mirrors, chrome exterior detailing and pinstripe side decals. Optional Renault Twingo accessories like key rivals. Renault's ensuring the Twingo is customizable with owners having the ability to choose from an array of alloy wheel upgrades, interior touch packs changing the color in the steering wheel arms, air vent and center console surrounds, exterior touch packs grille and side molding trim plus the door mirror caps as well as an interior style pack to vary the color with the upholstery, door cards and central storage bin lid. Renault's recognized a large number of customers found these permutations, along using the 7 body colors 6 which often are optional shades and finishes, too confusing and possesses pre-packaged 6 from the ones they foresee to popular into personality packs, with a collection of fashion, retro racer, party, techno, casual chic and urban. Finally, there's a sports pack, combining the aforementioned touch packs, 16-inch alloy wheel upgrade, part leather upholstery and aluminum pedals. If you'd like automatic lights, wipers and climate control, they're combined in a very reasonably priced convenience pack, optional around the Dynamique models. Further individual options include boot nets, a reversible boot mat, luggage organizer, central front armrest, sun blinds, plus the upgraded inbuilt 7-inch Relink Evolution infotainment pack with sat-nav and rear camera display. Although the revolutionary Renault Twingo safety levels haven't been assessed with the experts at Euro NCAP, Renault expects the modern model to realize 4 stars. Locating the engine within the auto has allowed more from the short, frontal area for being devoted to crash safety, the place absorbing a considerable amount from the impact. Rear-end shunts are catered for because of the engine taking place and within the car inside event of an effect from that direction. Ultra-high-strength steel is used in key areas in the Twingo's construction. Naturally, airbags are included, with 2 front and a couple side ones fitted as standard, keeping you safe and hopefully away on the scene associated with an accident. From the first place are various electronic measures to hold the car stable, along with boosting the Twingo's braking performance. Making sure you're visible are high-mounted lights and LED day running lights on all Twingos. The lights is usually automatic for an option on Dynamique models, as can the wipers. A lane departure warning system can be obtained too, preventing you wandering away from lane without indicating your intentions. The rear seat is suited with ISOFIX child seat mountings, while top passenger seat could be similarly equipped being an option. There's a smaller compromise to a core engine layout with regards to Renault Twingo Practicality. Despite efforts to angle the engines reducing their overall height, the boot floor and loading lip 793 mm are much greater than all the Twingo's rivals. The boot will need a couple of small suitcases or about 6 bulging supermarket affordable handbags easily enough. Nonetheless, its 188-liter capacity falls short from the Citigo MUP's 251 liters and also the Hyundai i10 at 252 liters. This may be extended to 219 liters, by placing the spine seatbacks with a 90-degree angle, but they also don't feel particularly comfortable after you sit on them. Fold the 50 hours 50 minutes seat retrace and you'll liberate 980 liters. Nevertheless, the Twingo's party trick will be the flat folding front passenger seat, allowing the Renault to just accept loads of nearly 2.3 meters. Dotted round the cabin are many storage bins and solutions totaling 52 liters of capacity, including a removable bag instead of an glove box, rear door pockets, space underneath the rear seat along with a lidded bin in front with the gear lever. There's no front boot under that short bonnet, but access on the car's fluid reservoirs and battery is usually found by sliding the plastic body panel forward.